My name is Pranav and I am studying organizational behavior, and this is my literature review. The book I will be reviewing is Mindset by Dweck. Finished this book in two to and a half weeks, and this book mainly focuses on two kind of mindsets, the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is something like a rock. You really can't move. You in kind of a comfort zone. So the fixed mindset is where you're worrying about what people think of you. Their people's opinions become your reality. You focus on their failures. You don't learn. You're always trying to prove yourself rather than actually learn and discover more. Whereas that's a fixed mindset. Whereas the growth mindset is something where you keep challenging yourself. So you have a set goal, and even if you have 10 challenges, and you kind of persevere. You don't give up. You don't need to prove to people, and you don't think of yourself like, if I'm born for this or not. Because there's a saying, right? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So fixed mindset people think talent is everything you need, but whereas the growth mindset people think that hard work can beat talent, and by working hard you can achieve more things and reach your potential as compared to not reaching your potential. So I'm going to talk about how this book is useful for people studying organizational behavior, how the book impacted me, and what kind of people should actually read this book. So in terms of what this book is for people who are studying organizational behavior, this book can really help in developing managers in a company with a growth mindset, because managers with a fixed mindset would always have employees leaving the company because they just want everything. They're perfectionists. Because nothing is perfect, but they want perfect. If this is wrong, they give you memos. You just fix to one task. There's no creativity involved. You don't value your employees. You just look at them as robots, as compared to people with growth mindset. If you see companies like Google, if you see the employees at Google, they have the lowest turnover, the highest job satisfaction, even of the people who are at the basic employee level, like lowest. They feel so valued and they never want to leave. This is because of the approach with what Google has. They have a really growth mindset. They have, they value people's creativity. They let them implement their own ideas into tasks. And even if they fail, they back them up. They're not like, you made a task, you need to leave, you're fired. They don't do that. They rather tell them, all right, you did a mistake, learn from it, and then move forward, implement a new way. And eventually you will get there. And eventually they do. This is good because this motivates the employee. They feel more valued, they are more driven, and they have so many facilities to take care of the employees. They have like swimming pools, gyms, cinemas in the company building, which is amazing. Coming to what I learned from this book, I learned by switching mindsets, because Carol Dweck has said you put yourself into situations and you judge what kind of thoughts your mind processes, right? So if you're in a challenging situation like making this video, if I had a fixed mindset, I would be shy. I wouldn't be as open. I would have my notes. I would just learn and put out information, and which wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't be as open. But you start observing your thoughts. If you have a growth mindset, you know what you're talking about. So in a growth mindset, I learned that putting myself into tougher situations, like if I have 5 assignments due in 1 week, I wouldn't just take the easy route of getting special consideration and applying for extension. Rather, I would work more, look at this as a challenge, as an obstacle, and making myself believe that I can get over this, because mindset is all about belief, what kind of beliefs you had, because everyone has the same brain. It's not like someone has more brain. And Carol Dweck has specifically said that IQ is not the way to judge someone's intelligence. That's the worst thing to do. If people have a growth mindset, they will move forward, even if a person has the highest IQ, and if they have a fixed mindset. People with the growth mindset are going to move 10 times, 100 times ahead, because they're open to new ideas. That's basically the point of Carol Dweck, because she went to high schools, primary schools, and looked at students all the way from year 7 to year 12. She saw some students who had a difficult task, they would just give up, cry, and not do it, and distract other people. Whereas students with a growth mindset would say, I love a challenge. How can I do this? How can I achieve it? What are the ways I can overcome this? And when those students reached stages of high level classes like year 12, students with a fixed mindset would start failing, and their grades would literally go down because they are so worried about what people would think about them failing. They wouldn't take help from anyone because they would think it's gonna hurt their ego. They would think their attitude is so narcissistic that they would think their feelings would be hurt, their self-esteem would be hurt if they asked silly questions. But people with a growth mindset, they would ask the most silly questions and don't worry about what your environment says, because environment plays a really, really vital role in what kind of a mindset you have, depending on what teachers you have, on what parents you have, what friends you have. Because if you're in a room of 5 idiots, you're going to be the 6th one. If you're in a room with 5 entrepreneurs, you will be the 6th entrepreneur, because you have the kind of a growth mindset. Your environment plays a really, really big role in developing your surroundings, as per Carol Dweck. And I've experienced this myself, on what kind of environment I put myself into. I'm more conscious where I place myself, who I meet, who I talk to, but I know who to surround myself. I know what my goal is. So I meet people who are already in the field, who started from nothing, who started from zero, who like to be self-made entrepreneurs. I've met so many people. So this is a really, really growth mindset side. Whereas a fixed mindset would just going by norms, going by society, thinking you just have one talent and then you can't do something else. So this was the things I learned from the book. And coming to who should read this book, I think anyone, literally anyone, should read this book. Parents, teenagers, youngsters, people who want to get into business, they want to open their own company, everyone, because Carol Dweck has said this book is really important for parents, so they can put a growth mindset into their children from early on, so they can face more challenges and not get scared. And even if, for example, if a kid says, oh, I'm not good at maths, Carol Dweck has said adding a word yet to it, because the brain is a muscle. You train it, it gets stronger. So you would say, I'm not good at maths yet, but if I work harder, I'll become good at maths, rather than just saying, oh, yep, I'm not good at maths, I'm going to quit. So that's basically the overview of the book. Well, I can't really summary the whole book in 9 minutes, because there's a lot to this book and it's amazing. I would rather read it again because of the techniques that have been given, and because they say what kind of mindset, growth mindset in business, growth mindset in sports. So it's a really, really vast book for really differentiating growth and fixed mindset. But that's the view, growth and fixed mindset in this book. So that was my video. I hope that gives you an idea of what it is, and it makes you read it and have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset, so you can discover your full potential. And fail doesn't mean it's the end of the world, because fail is just first attempt in learning. So all the best.